Welcome back to Mouthing Off with Mike, the only wrestling podcast that you can't see. Ladies and gentlemen, this Saturday, the greatest of all time, in my personal opinion, in the opinions of many, and many people say it, retires. December 13th, Washington, D.C., John Cena will have his final match against the Ring General, Gunther. But we also have, as of this moment, a few other matches that are taking place on that very card. So here, on Mouthing Off with Mike, not only are we going to go ahead and predict who's going to come out of Saturday night's main event with the win, who's going to come out Saturday night's main event with the loss, and I think it's safe to say all of us will have a tear running down our cheek when it's all said and done. Let's get into Saturday night's main event, John Cena's final match, and the predictions here on MOWM.
Mouthing off with Mike, mouthing off with Mike, mouthing off with Mike.
Welcome back into Mouthing Off with Mike. You heard me on the intro. We are slightly somber for this episode. I tried to be cool. In the intro, I was like serious, somber, because it's a sad occasion in our industry, not my industry. I'm not a wrestler. I'm just a guy on the internet who likes to yap about the graps. But it is a sad day in the wrestling industry, or a joyous one, if you want to look at it from a glass half full perspective instead of a glass half empty perspective. And I think John Cena, the man we are here to talk about, not only when it comes to his career, his longevity, his impact, the things that he has become outside of professional wrestling, but it also is somber because this is it. This is the final John Cena match. And we have 3 other matches as of this moment, as of this recording, that will take place at Saturday night's main event in DC, Saturday the 13th. John Cena and Gunther, the rumors are all over the place. They're going to main event. They're going to open the show. The rest of the show will be dedicated to the new, young, up-and-coming talent that Cena has paved the path for all these years. There's no runtime according to Peacock and NBC, and there's all these different rumors swirling amok in the dirt sheets in journalism. So I don't think any of what they're saying is going to affect my predictions, nor is it going to change the fact that Saturday should be celebrated not only by professional wrestlers and the fans, but it will be celebrated by John Cena. Cena's going to celebrate Saturday. He said that on Jimmy Kimmel. He will never wrestle in a WWE ring again. He might make an appearance or two here and there, but he will not wrestle. He will not get physical. He's got a job lined up for him when he retires as an ambassador, I believe. We will see John Cena in WWE. We'll see him probably in April for his Hall of Fame. So don't be sad. Although for the watch along on Saturday that I'll be doing with all of you, hopefully join me at MOWM_podcast Saturday on social media for the John Cena Saturday night's main event final match watch along. You never know who might stop in and say hello. You never know. And be on the lookout Saturday for a special video that I put together with some other incredible wrestling content creators that you should also check out all of their stuff. I'll have details to come. That video will drop Saturday morning for the John Cena retirement. So without further ado, enough of my yapping that I like to do. It is a podcast after all, even though we're on YouTube and we have video, but I haven't put any audio out there. Maybe this is the one we throw back on the audio side. Let's get into the predictions. John Cena and Gunther will be the main event in my prediction. Looking at the rest of the card, we have a tag team match, and it has been announced that it will be for the tag team championship. AJ Styles and Dragon Lee will defend the titles against TNA X Division champion Leon Slater and the young OG, that Javon Evans. He's so bouncy. Yes, he is the young OG. They'll tag team. They'll take on AJ Styles and Dragon Lee for the World Tag Team Championship at Saturday night's main event. What a great way. Not only do you have AJ Styles on the card, not only do you have Dragon Lee on the card, a future maybe world champion one day, Dragon Lee. You have the GOAT, another GOAT, AJ Styles, but you also have 2 young and up-and-comers, 3 technically if you count Dragon Lee, but 2 really young up-and-comers on the TNA side. You have a TNA champion on the show with Javon Evans as his partner, one of the most electric tag teams that I've got to see live at Halloween Havoc. So you you have that match, and obviously AJ and Dragon Lee will retain the tag team championships. I'm sure there'll be some shenanigans. Maybe they drop them in a shock moment for Javon and Leon Slater. Maybe. You never know. Maybe the New Day come in and screw AJ Styles and Dragon Lee out of the titles. Or they don't do anything and AJ Styles and Dragon Lee leave DC as the tag team champion still. A match that is very, very fun from the future, the present, and it is a match that I'm really excited about. That's Bayley versus Sol Ruca. Sol Ruca, if she can continue to go at the pace that she is going at, I hope she slows down just a bit. I don't want to see her out of the industry, before she's 30, but some of the offense that she does perform. The ACL, scary. That's Soul Snatcher. That's a crazy move. So she's going to take on Bayley. That's a really fun match for me personally. Super fun match. I do expect Bayley to get the win here. You are going to expect a young talent to maybe pick up a win here. If that is the case, this is the match to do it. Sol Ruca could get a shock win over Bayley. Bayley has no problem putting over Sol Ruca. Bayley put on a great clinic for women's wrestlers just this past weekend with some of the wrestlers who helped her out. Liv Morgan, Charlotte, and some that I'm not even naming. Bayley just loves giving back to wrestling and women particularly, just like Natty does. Natty also involved with that last weekend, that seminar. So I think Bayley will win here, but don't be shocked if Sol Ruca gets the win. But I'll take Bayley. As for this one, new two-time NXT champion, the Ruler, Oba Femi, will take on WWE champion, the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, in a WrestleMania main event in the coming years. That is a WrestleMania main event in the next 3 to 5 years. Mark my words. Mark my words. That will main event a premium live event or main event a Mania in a few years. Oba Femi will get his first taste at taking on a big face of WWE. That's the best way I could put it. A great champion, a great wrestler, and also one of the biggest faces in the company. He's going to test his luck. I think Cody has a huge uphill battle across the ring. He has a mountain of a man across the ring from him. This is no mere mortal. This is the ruler. The ruler of NXT, the two-time NXT champion. This is not something that Cody is thinking, he's the developmental champion. I got the night off. I'll whoop his ass. 1, 2, 3. Cody has an uphill battle. That's a 285-pound, 6'5" genetic freak. Okay? Look, developmental champion versus WWE champion. I'm always going to lean towards the WWE champion getting the win. If Oba Femi beat Cody, I would be utterly shocked because I don't think that does anything for Cody whatsoever. That does everything in the world for Oba. Most of Triple H's decisions when it comes to the roster has a benefit for both parties. Whether we see it here or we see it down the line, it has a benefit. Just like kind of Jade and Naomi, we kind of were like, what the fuck was going on that whole time with Bianca and the three of them? And it had a benefit. It benefited Naomi because it got her to change her character, got her a title run, it got her a Money in the Bank win. It got Jade a little bit more time off to kind of perfect her craft, come back with a new character, a new dominance, and now she's a champion. So that helped, and I think it could be a situation where this is a thing that helps Oba kind of get himself into that right positioning where maybe he's not going to be in NXT much longer, and I don't think he will be. I think that second NXT title win is just a stat pad. That's garbage fantasy football points. That's putting an extra 0 on the end of year budget so it looks like you made profit, and then in 3 months the IRS is knocking at your door. Yeah, that's kind of what that was. That was stat padding, I think. I think Oba's on the main roster 2026 early, post-Mania call-up early. So I think that's coming really soon. He'll be NXT champ. Maybe till Stand and Deliver. Maybe he'll drop that title sooner. Maybe he's there sooner than that. But for what it's worth, this match will do a lot for Oba to showcase who he is, why he is the ruler, And it could end up with Cody on his back for a 1-2-3. There are common anomalies here that could come up. Drew McIntyre is certainly an anomaly that we don't really look at too much right now because of his whole character arc. So Drew could come into play here, cost Cody this match, make him crash out even harder, crash out Cody. I'm going to give the win to Cody just because when we look at it at its core, it's still WWE versus NXT. In a sense, the main roster versus developmental. In their eyes. In my eyes, it's the third brand against the brand. Shifting gears. We don't have another match on this card. I expect it to stay at 4. I expect it to stay right here at 4. If there is a fifth added, I'll throw a social media clip out there. That'll be AdamOWM_podcast across all your favorite social medias. There's your cheap plug of the evening, ladies and gentlemen. The main event, the final match, John Cena versus Gunther, the face of the company for 23 years. Whether he was full-time, part-time, double-time, no time, John Cena had an impact across WWE that will not be felt again in a similar capacity for decades to come. There will be a long time till we have a person who can not only transcend professional wrestling, but transcend pop culture. We haven't seen it since the likes of Rock and Stone Cold. And then John Cena comes along with ruthless aggression and slaps Kurt Angle and makes an impact and becomes the United States champion and becomes the doctor of thugonomics. Word life. To becoming the world's biggest target for professional wrestling fans. We hate Cena. You can't wrestle. To becoming the number one Make-A-Wish granter of all time. To becoming a movie megastar. To becoming an actor. To becoming the Peacemaker. To be a heel and aligning and selling his soul with The Rock. To main eventing WrestleManias. To having one final tour and one final World Heavyweight Championship to get 17 and break the record. To finally capturing the one that just could not be captured, the Intercontinental Championship in your hometown adjacent, Boston, Massachusetts, to becoming a Grand Slam champion and being known as Grand Slam Cena. To the U.S. Open challenges, to the boobies, the ass, the insane raps, the parodies, to the antics, to the double AAs off the stage, to the Super Cena. Thank you. Thank you, John Cena. Thank you for everything. This is it. There is no wrestler, no sports entertainer, and honestly, I don't think you can say, I think I can even go as far as to say no human being that does not know who John Cena is. It doesn't matter. You don't have to know professional wrestling. You know who John Cena is. You don't have to watch a single movie. You could be living under a rock somewhere. You know who John Cena is. And it all comes to a head in the nation's capital, which feels very odd to say. I expected this to be in Boston. You know, when having that Intercontinental Championship moment, that is incredible. I'm ecstatic. I was live for it. I could probably cut the footage in if I have time, which I probably won't. You'll have to go back to that nightcap. This is how I get you. And now it doesn't feel real. like I said, I'll have a special video. You'll hear from 16 of some of my favorite content creators. Some people you know, some people you may not know, some people I've worked with, some people I haven't. You know, in particular, good brother Jordan. You know, you've seen me talk with him many years, and me and Jordan got the incredible moment together where we saw John Cena enter Elimination Chamber as WWE Champion and have Bray Wyatt win that WWE Championship in the Chamber. We were there for that. You know, we got to see him. We saw him multiple times together at wrestling shows, and it was a great time always. The missus, you'll hear from her in this video. Of course, you know, she's a part of the MOWM team, the Army. You know, we've gotten to see so many John Cena matches together. I forced her to watch, 2002. I basically put on 2002 SmackDown. I was like, watch it. I like that. Just watch, And, it's a beautiful thing. Wrestling's a beautiful thing, and it's a sad thing because it is sad to say. It means you're getting older. It means we're growing up. And Gunther. You heard me say many a times Mello was the right call. I don't know. When you put it all together here and you look at it, Gunther's the right decision. I missed it. I didn't see it. And I think I see it now. Gunther is the final boss of WWE. Sorry, Rock. He is. He's the evil European that you got to beat. You want to beat him. And he said he's going to make Cena give up. I don't think Cena will give up. But I do think Cena will do the duty and put Gunther over in his final match, giving the win to the ring general, Gunther. Thus, we'll say thank you, John Cena. Ladies and gentlemen, catch me for all the content. I'm out of here.
Mouthing off with Mike. Mouthing off with Mike.